Guys, I'm talking about a fragrance house I don't usually speak about on the channel, although I have reviewed one of their fragrances about 3-4 years ago called Santal Dazins, this one right here, and I really enjoyed this particular fragrance. I've actually featured it in a few other videos as well, but what I liked about this one is the sandalwood and how it contrasts with kind of an anisey, licoricey note that's in here that's very, very prominent. So it has green, boozy touches. Great fragrance. If you haven't checked this one out, do. But today I'm talking about the Amouroud White Woods collection, which features 5 total fragrances in the White Woods collection, and those fragrances are Lunar Vetiver, we have Silver Birch, this one, we also have White Hinoki, this one, we also have Whetstone, this one, and then finally Himalayan Woods, this one. There's 5 fragrances. These were sent to me for this specific review. We do have a full bottle giveaway for subscribers of this channel from the USA, and I'm going to let you guess which one my favorite is to participate in the giveaway. So if you want to find out about the Amouroud White Woods collection of fragrances and have a chance to win a bottle, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Yesterday I'm talking about Amouroud, a house I don't speak about much, and even though I don't see these fragrances selling anywhere near me, when I was traveling to Europe I did see them at Javoy, so they were selling the brand there. But I have a link to the fragrances in the info box. You can always go check out some of their fragrances in the info box. But there's also a discount code. It's the Perfume Guy 15. In case you wanted to pick any of these fragrances up, you can do so with that discount code and save 15% off. But this brand, Amouroud, contacted me before the pandemic last year, but I think since the pandemic started, it kind of got dropped. And some of you guys were asking me to review some of the White Woods collection. I actually received emails and comments, so I recontacted them earlier this year. I'm finally making the video for you guys today. So these fragrances are sent to me. The opinion's all my own. I'm going to give you my honest opinions about all of them, and I enjoy 3 of them a lot. 2 I don't really care for. It's not that I don't like them, it's not my style. But out of the 3 that I really love, 2 I enjoy a lot more. So anyway, I'll let you know all about these fragrances, but before I do, if this is your first time tuning into my channel and you still haven't subscribed to the channel, please do click the subscribe button below, and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So how many of you are familiar with Amouroud? How many of you have caught my review for Santal Dazins, this one right here? If you haven't, go catch it, especially if you like this anise note, licorice note, kind of like absinthe. I think maybe it might even be absinthe, but I kind of find all those 3 notes very similar because I grew up with that kind of a note or ingredient in food, so I really enjoy that particular fragrance. But the Amouroud White Woods collection, as I said, is linked in the info box, but they are all 100 ml for $210, and they're all Parfum concentration, very, very long-lasting fragrances. In fact, 3 last a lot longer than 2. But I'm going to give you some details about these fragrances. But also wanted to let you know before I get to the fragrances, anytime I see a white collection or white bottles or anything that's kind of hinting at the white theme, I always think of pure, innocence, clean, those kind of themes come up. And even though these do have a purity about them, they're so long-lasting, so concentrated. So if you like your fragrances to be beast mode for very, very long-lasting experiences, I think these are definitely ones for you to try. So let's start with the first one. I'm going to talk to you about Lunar Vetiver first, because according to my research, this came out in 2018 before all the other ones. So Amouroud Lunar Vetiver is created by Jerome de Marino. Standout notes for this one are Java Vetiver, Bergamot, Tobacco Blossom, Cactus Flower, Pink Pepper, Vanilla, Sage, Tonka beans. So, you know, I'm a fan of Vetiver. Lately, I've kind of fallen out of love with Vetiver. I'm not speaking a lot about Vetiver lately, but perhaps Lunar Vetiver is going to put Vetiver back on the map for me. I don't know, we shall see. But this one is a very, very refined Vetiver experience with a really prominent totally standout vetiver note. It's mostly about the vetiver, but you know what? It's smooth. It's a very, very smooth wear, and it's that kind of vetiver that I really like. And I think they've taken out all, it's refined is the word that comes to mind. It's cleaned up. All of the fat is left off and you're getting just the pure vetiver form here. So it smells fantastic, and it also performs beastly on me, intensely, and it's my kind of fragrance wearing experience. But the vetiver is very, very strong here. It's definitely on the earthy side, but we don't have kind of like, dampness and the moldiness that sometimes vetivers are associated with. There's some citrusy freshness here. There is a little bit of that cactus flower with that tobacco, floral blossom like touches in here. Light spiciness and a little, warmth from vanilla and Tonka makes for a great wearing experience. This one actually starts a little on the fresh side, but does settle to warmth, and I kind of like that about this particular fragrance, because things are cool first and then they warm up, and that's exactly what happens with this particular fragrance. It's definitely in a white bottle, but you're experiencing the purity of it, but you're experiencing something really intense, if that makes sense. So those are my thoughts on Lunar Vetiver, the first fragrance I'm going to talk to you about from Amouroud. I'm actually doing this list of fragrances out of rank. I'm not giving you my most favorite to my least favorite, and that's basically what I'm going to do at the end of the video. In order to participate in this giveaway, you'll have to put down which is my favorite, which is my least favorite in order, with the 5 different fragrances. And one of you who guesses correctly, and if there's 5 people that guess correctly, I will then randomize the list, but that's how I will do. But the next fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is Whetstone, which came out in 2019. 3 fragrances came out in 2019, 1 in 2020, and 1 in 2018. So Amouroud's Whetstone is 2019, 100 ml bottle, 210, as I said earlier, for the whole entire collection. With this one, the notes are Whetstone Accord, Sea Salt, Ambergris, lemon, bergamot, ginger, clary sage. Here we have a marine style fragrance because we have that Whetstone Accord. It is nicely meshed with the sea salt and the ambergris note, but with this fragrance, once again, it's a pure form, it's a clean form, but it starts off with the lemon. It's a big blast of citrusy lemon at the top, but then the fragrance warms up as it's drying down. But throughout the life of the fragrance, you do definitely experience lots of saltiness, and you also experience the marine touches. There's lots of marine touches here, along with ambergris. Ginger adds a little bit of a zingy spice to it, and then of course the clary sage will add the aromatic touches with this fragrance, and so that's pretty much what I'm experiencing with Whetstone. It's a marine style with a little bit of like a stone-like quality. It's clean, but it's also aquatic marine, if that makes sense. So this one is not as intense as 3 of the fragrances that I'm experiencing. I just wanted to let you know. But I think if you like aquatic marine fragrances with some citrusy, spicy touches, then you should probably check out Whetstone from Amouroud. So that's the second fragrance I'm going to talk to you about. And just keep in mind, I'm not telling you my favorites in order. This is all randomized here. All right, the next one I'm going to talk to you about is a fragrance called White Hinoki. This one right here. And the very first time I started experiencing Hinoki fragrances was in fragrances from Comme des Garçons, because they use Hinoki, it's a type of cypress from Japan, in some of their fragrances. And I always think of Hinoki wood having kind of a incensey smell to it. And I do experience a little bit of that here, even though they don't mention any kind of incense. So I think definitely comes with the actual woods. So White Hinoki from Amouroud is a 2019 launch. This one, they do credit a perfumer. It's Angelique Nadau. 100 ml bottle, once again, is 210. And the standout notes with White Hinoki are Hinoki wood, ginger, labdanum, tobacco, grapefruit. So the fragrance is a nice combination of the Hinoki wood with ambery touches. from the Labdanum, but you do experience along the way the ginger once again. Ginger comes up, and I think ginger is definitely something consumed in the Japanese culture, so it makes sense to add it here. Sushi is, you know, what where they would consume ginger, but it's a spicy, slightly smoky, because I'm getting some smokiness in there, and I think I'm getting that from the incensey touches, but also fresh, because Hinoki wood has a freshness about it. Once again, it starts off kind of fresh and then settles to a warmer experience, because you do have the Labdanum here, which is what they use to create the amber accord for fragrances. There's that little bit of tobacco note, which I think it enhances the ambery touches in the fragrance, and slight floral touches are coming through in here as well, and a little bit of citrusy touches as well from the grapefruit. I think whenever I see grapefruit and ginger together, I think they complement one another, because ginger and grapefruit have a zingy spiciness about them, and so together I think they make for a great wearing experience. I do enjoy this one, and you know, I like this one. I love the Hinoki wood, and I think the name White Hinoki captures this fragrance perfectly. So that's this one, the third fragrance I'm discussing with you today. So the next fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is Himalayan Woods. Himalayan Woods came out in 2020, and once again, it's a 100 ml bottle for $210 and Parfum concentration. And this one, along with Whetstone, does have a subtle quality to it. It's not as loud as some of the other fragrances in here, but I like that about this particular fragrance. And it's also a musky experience, and it makes sense. Whenever I see musk in fragrances, usually they're not screamer fragrances. They don't, you know, they're not loud fragrances. But Himalayan Woods has loads of cardamom, tonka beans, gaiac wood, musk, juniper berry, patchouli, amber, and clary sage. So it's an aromatic, spicy, but very woody, musky experience, and it does have ambery touches. It settles to an ambery touch once again, but along the way you're experiencing the spices, the aromatic touches, and the musk. It's a beautiful fragrance. I do like to wear this one, but if I need something to be more subtle or subdued, this is what I would pull for, and then I would pull some of the other ones when I want it loud and I want to get the attention from other people, because, you know, here he is, comes down the hall with his really loud you know, fragrance on or something like that. So this one, it does have a great smelling smell to it, but it is a little on the subdued side, as I said. So Amouroud Himalayan Woods is the fourth fragrance I'm talking to you about today. And last but not least, the fifth fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is another one that came out in 2019, the third fragrance from 2019. It's Silver Birch. This one, once again, it's a 2019 launch, 100 ml, 210, Parfum concentration. Once again, very, very long lasting, and it smells fantastic. It's got lots of papyrus here with fig, orange blossom, suede, vetiver, cardamom, and jasmine. So first of all, I think it's a very woody experience. It's a woody, earthy experience, but that fig note at the top is intense, it's loud, and I love that about it. So it's a little plump, juicy, fruity fig, but with that fig you're experiencing a little bit of the leaves as well, perhaps a tree. There is a little bit of a green touch in there, but it's mostly about the fruit. It's the fruitiness about the fig fruit, and it really, really is great. And this one also has vetiver, just like Lunar vetiver, but it doesn't smell at all anything like it. And here the vetiver is not so prominent. It is a little on the, you know, subtle side. So there's a little grassy greenness in there with this vetiver, but again, as I said, it doesn't smell like Lunar vetiver whatsoever, because here I think it's mostly about the papyrus, the fig, and the orange blossom working together, and with that one it's lots of vetiver. It's the main star. Vetiver is you know, not the main player here, but this one's really, really great. I feel like I can pull this off in the summertime because of the types of notes, and even though there's suede leather in here and it does get a little leathery in the dry down, it's again not the main note. It's not the main star where it can become cloying if it's a, you know, a heavy leather fragrance. A really wonderful fragrance. So that's Silver Birch. One more thing I should say about this one, I was waiting for a birch note to come in, and I got these notes, all the notes on these fragrances from the Amouroud website. There's no birch listed, and the whole naming of the fragrance Silver Birch, to me, it doesn't act silver, but then again, it doesn't matter if it does or not. I'm really digging the fig in this one, so either way, Silver Birch is the 5th and final fragrance from the White Woods collection from Amouroud that I'm discussing with you today. Please let me know what you think about these fragrances if you've sampled them. Also let me know, have you experienced this house? If you haven't, what do you think about the sound of these fragrances? Put some comments down so that I can find out. So we do have a giveaway, and I'm going to tell you about how to participate. What you'll have to do is please put down all 5 fragrances and number them. Just think what I like. After watching this video, which is required for you to watch to participate, which one do you think I like the most? Which one do you think I like the least? Put it down. If I like Lunar Vetiver as number 1, put down that number 1. And what do you think I like number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5? List them all, put down your state, and then put down which fragrance you want to win so that I can qualify you. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching today's review for Amouroud's 5 fragrances from the White Woods collection. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please do like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.